How many of you have experienced some sort of problems with someone that you have a strong relationship with? Now, how many of those same people realize the factors of nonverbal behaviors that change throughout the different stages of a relationship? My name is Matthew McDonald, and I will briefly cover the idea that nonverbal communication and the nonverbal immediacy, arousal, and dominance cues are important factors in the different progressing stages of a relationship. The main idea is essentially how these different nonverbal cues can be so effective in general building and maintaining relationships, especially the closer ones. The first main point is how nonverbal communication is more believable at times than verbal. And for an example, body language is sometimes easier to read than the direct messages you would get from someone that you know. Most of us pay closer attention to them because of how nonverbal messages are continuous with, for example, body language. It's something that doesn't exactly have a start or end. It's something that is just simply noticed. In my own relationships, romantic and friendships, but romantic specifically, have been based not fully on understanding how to effectively utilize the nonverbal cues. Before understanding the concepts of nonverbal communication, I would mostly communicate verbally, when in some instances, nonverbal cues probably would have been better to get the point across. For example, asking a girl I had feelings for a while ago directly, verbally, versus utilizing the nonverbal cues that I've grown to learn. Before learning these concepts, I did have trouble using and understanding others I had relationships with. However, I gained the necessary tools to effectively communicate using the nonverbal cues, such as immediacy, arousal, and the dominance cues. In earlier relationships of mine, often both of us struggled to understand each other. Nowadays, I can build through these stages of relationship using nonverbal communication and skills, cues like immediacy cues to communicate positivity and friendliness. In conclusion, the different approaches to using nonverbal communication, along with the nonverbal cues, have allowed me over time to gain ability to better understanding both sides of the relationship, as well as adjusting to the changes that occur in the progressive stages of a relationship. Overall, relationships are a two-way system, built on communication, both verbal and non, and applicable to growth, when nonverbal cues allow the relationship to progress through the stages, whether good or bad. In conclusion, communicate effectively, non-verbally or verbally. Make sure you get your point across, and